Hello YouTube and welcome back to my Season 8 UCC overview of my team I drafted for the latest season of the UCC. I managed to not get sniped from my team I had planned out, so it's always a good thing. So yeah, so I'm going to go over all the Pokemon I drafted and why I drafted them, and hopefully I can do better than last season where I finished near the bottom. So yeah, so this tournament is slightly different to last season because we've got less participants in it, because last season we had 12, now we're down to 9, including a team called even a mystery team. So before we begin, as you can see, it's quite complicated as of yet. So for example, so yeah, we play 9 group games, and then the top 3 winners of each group go through, and then the best runner-up go through to the semi-finals, and then semi-finals, then winner, then the final, and so on. So this should last 11 weeks this season, so you'll see loads of battles with this team. So if you enjoy that, make sure to hit that like button down below. And as you can see, I've got to play Dean, then I have to play Iguika's Mystery, but I probably won't upload that game because that's my bye week. But if you want me to upload that battle, make sure to comment down below. And I'll play Berry, Scary Fluffy Thingies, then Dean again, then Wooter, then Mystery, then Sean, then Rob, then Mystery. So I don't know, because Dean's a good battler and Mystery is just a wild card, really, to be honest. They could be good, they could be bad. So hopefully I'll get out of the group, which should be very interesting indeed. And I actually get to battle Wooter and Sean yet, because I haven't actually had a chance to fight yet in this tournament. Okay, so first mon I drafted was Mew, because in my opinion Mew is the best draft Pokemon, because it can learn pretty much, it can be run any way possible. It can be run bulky, it can be run physical, it can be run special, it can be run mixed, it can be run physically defensive, it can be run speedy, it can be support, it can be pretty much anything you want it to be. So Mew is the Pokemon you need if you've got a team planned out and you need Digimon to cover the slot which is missing. So for example, if I built a team and I'm missing a defensive wall, Mew can be that thing. And also if I'm missing a wall breaker, Mew can also be that thing. So Mew is the perfect, in my opinion anyway. If you disagree, make sure to put that in the comments down below. That should be interesting. Yeah, so I think Mew is the best Pokemon in draft format. It's called DNA because its Pokédex entry says it's got the cell of every single Pokemon in it. So Mew is probably the first cell, and all the Pokemon come from that. Oh, and Showdown is down. Gosh diggity darn it. Right, we're back. Okay, so my second pick was Magearna, because I wanted a decent dragon wall, because I think season before last my team wasn't that great up against dragon, so this pretty much walls all dragon types. Yeah, it's basically a special attacker and can be run defensively as well, so that's got good options. It gets Aura Sphere, Dazzling Gleam, Fluid Cannon, which is basically like Leaf Storm but a fairy version. It's Flash Cannon and all sorts as well. So Begin is here to yeah, mainly be my fairy threat, because I tend not to draft fairies, and that seems to bite me in the bum, because fairies usually are required against a team who's got at least one dragon in it, because ice types isn't that great in format, because they're not good defensively, and yeah, so this is why I'm drafting Magearna. That's why I drafted Magearna. So Puff the Magic Dragon, the Salamence. I've drafted him because I've used him previously in draft tournaments, and he's been a monster for me, especially running. I've run it Scarf Moxie, I've run it Assault Vest, I've run it Intimidate, Choice Band, I've run it Life Orb as well. So yeah, Salamence is here. It's good because it gets Intimidate and Moxie. So if he's got a powerful, if he's got a physical Pokemon I'm weak to, I can send it in and intimidate him, so I take less damage from the hit. And also, if he hasn't got something like that, I can just run Moxie, and then hopefully Scarf Moxie comes in clutch. And I can hopefully sweep with Puff. It can also be run special as well because it's got 110 special attack, which is quite decent. So I could run special with Dragon Pulse, Flamethrower, Hydro Pump. It gets decent special coverage, to be honest. It's Air Cutter, it's Dragon Rush, it gets Fly. Yes, it gets a plethora of moves which can be very useful in draft format, and that is why I drafted Puff. Okay, next up we have Mamoswine, Big Mama, which is an amazing Pokemon because it's probably one of the best Ice types you can draft. Besides non-legendary, I should say, before people spam Q and Black in the comments down below. Yeah, so Thick Fat is also good because it's weak to fire, and yeah, pretty much. I can run Snow Cloak if I come up against an Alolan Ninetales or something like that, which could come in handy if need be. Mamoswine is mainly to be a physical attacker because it's got monstrous attack stat and it's quite bulky, but only defensively, to be honest. So if I need a defensive Mamoswine, because Stealth Rocks are a thing. Oh yeah, I forgot to say, Mew also gets Stealth Rocks. I think half my team gets Stealth Rocks, and almost half my team get Defog as well. So yeah, which will be very useful because I can whatever mons I want, I can at least have one. The chances be I'll be able to have one Stealth Rock and one Defogger, which is a bonus on Mew because it can learn both. Yeah, so Mamoswine, obviously, the set I usually run is Scarfed or Banded with Earthquake, Icicle Crash, Ice Shard, and Superpower. But I can also run Iron Head, Knock Off, Rock Slide, and all moves such as this. He gets Double Hit as well. I'll be that guy. It's not an Ambipom, but you know that'll come up later. He gets Peck. So yeah, and Thrash. So yeah, Mamoswine is here, Big Mama is here, and hopefully it will come through because I've also same as with DNA and Puff, I've used this Pokemon in draft format before. It's put in work. So yeah, Big Mama is here. Okay. We have another ground type in Redgate, the Crocodile, which I because I drafted Crocodile because I needed a dark type, and Crocodile is probably the best dark type out of the tiers I had left because I only had really tier 3s and tier 5s really left to pick from because I really wanted Meganium and Mew, and Salamence and Mamoswine were a certain, and tier 4s were also a certain, so Crocodile was the best option. Same as with Salamence, I can run it Intimidate and Moxie as well, so I can run it the same way as Puff, the Salamence, pretty much. It basically does the same job, except it can't be run special because it's only got 65 attack. I think Salamence is faster and has higher attack stat. Yeah, but Crocodile gets Aqua Tail, Brick Break, Crunch, Earthquake. We get Stab Earthquake and Stab Knockoff, so an Outrage as well, and Low Kick and stuff like that. So if Salamence doesn't match up good that week, I can bring Crocodile instead, which should be clutch. Yeah, gets Rock Climb, good old Metronome's glory. Yeah, gets Thrash, Thunder Fang. Even though we got Thunder Fang, but we can rock with it. Yeah, so Crocodile is pretty much here for a backup job for Mrs. Puff. Not Mrs. Puff, that's a Quillfish. Puff the Magic Dragon. Next up we have Pingu, the Empoleon, because I wanted a I can't remember what resist I needed, but it was between Pingu and Jubilade, and I already had a big Ghost weakness, so I drafted Pingu instead. I mean, its hidden ability is Defiant, so if anyone wants to run Sticky Webs or have an Intimidate mon, I can bring in Empoleon and put in some work, because, I mean, +1, its attack stat will be, let's see, +1, yeah, its attack stat will be pretty much the same as its special, so if worst comes to worst, I can run its physical with Earthquake and Drill Peck and so on and such forth. Yeah, Impala's mainly here to be a special wall because it's got decent HP and it's got 101 special defense. It can also be my defogger as well, so that's very useful in League format. It gets knock off, it gets rock slide, it gets scald. Scald and flash cannon is probably the best stab you can get on this thing, which is also good. Which is very, very handy because scald burns are very useful if you land them. If you get the burn, that is. But you know, 30%. Three times out of 10, you'll get that burn damage. So yeah. So this is why I've drafted Pingu the Empoleon. Okay. So they're my first 6 Pokemon. My second 6 Pokemon are H2SO4. If you get that nickname, shout out to you in the comments down below. My Salazzle with Corrosion, so which can poison or badly poison other Pokemon regardless of their typing. So I can poison Steel types, so bulky Steel types I can poison, and bulky Poison types as well, which is very useful because if they have, for example, I don't know if anyone has done because I can't honestly remember, but if they draft like a Mega Aggron or Steelix or something like that, I can poison it, whittle it down like that, or Fortress as well. So if worst comes to worst, I can yeah, poison them and whittle them down. It also poison fire. If it has any grass type, this Pokemon is walling it because it's both its stabs are super effective against grass. So that is the plan. I mean, it's basically just a fast special attacker, which parallels George perfectly because it's a fast physical attacker, and I think poison fire resists ghost and fighting, if I do believe so, but I'm not sure on that. Don't quote me on that. So, and then George is only weak to fighting and ghost, and then yeah. So yeah, that's Salazzle. I haven't really explored its moveset real good. It's got Dragon Pulse. It gets Fire Blast, Flamethrower, Hidden Power, obviously. Overheat, Sludge Bomb, Sludge Wave, probably the best poison moves for it. Yeah, Flame Burst is probably only useful. Poison Gas, it's toxic. Yeah, so I could toxic Venom Shock or Venom Drench the Pokemon, which could become useful. So I've got the toxic. It gets Fake Out as well, so if I need a backup Fake Outer. So Salazzle is here mainly to be hit, like just be fast, be a fast sweeper at the end of the game. And then if Salazzle doesn't get a good matchup, I can always bring Curious George the Ambipom, as my backup physical sweeper if late game sweeper at the end of the battle. So George is pretty much speedy physical attacker, but it has less speed and less attack as Salazzle. So yeah, but it gets Technician, so that's always a bonus because Ambipom gets some amazing like Technician moves. It gets Acrobatics, which gets boosted. It gets Fake Out, which gets boosted, and that Stab, so that's doing a lot of damage. It also gets Power Punch, which is perfect because it gets Technician boosted and you get a +3/+1, which is good. Pursuit also good for if team likes to switch out. Gets Astonish, that's boosted as well. Gets Cut. Double hit is amazing on Ambipom because each hit will do Technician damage, so it basically does like base 100 or base 90 or something like that. I don't know. I haven't worked it out in my head, but yeah, it gets that damage. Dual Chop as well. So if it comes up against a slow dragon type, I can Dual Chop and maybe one-shot it. Fury Cutter. Now, I don't know if Fury Cutter works, Technician works, because its power gets doubled each time you use it. So will Technician only work on the first Fury Cutter, or will it work on when it gets to base 80 and base 120 and so on and so forth? So maybe that will work, but I don't know. I mean, also it also gets Skill Link, so sometimes in the past I've run Fury Swipes Ambipom because slap a King's Rock on it, it gets stab, fury swipes, King's Rock, and if I was to run Power Punch on it and get a +1, unless you resist normal, it's doing a lot of damage to you. So that's always a good option as backup if needs be. What else gets boosted by Technician? Payback gets boosted as well. So does Rock Smash. So yeah, Ambipom is one of my favourite mons because I've used it also in League format before, and in my other League tournament I'm in the Pokemon Society Hull tournament, I've used it, and every time I brought it, it's put in work. So yeah, so that's my reasons behind Georgie Ambipom. Also, one of my favourite Pokemon in draft format is King Tut the Cofagrigus, because I've had it, when did I have it? I had it season 3 to season 5, or season 2 to season 4, something like that, I can't remember. But early days in this tournament, it put in the finest of work as a defensive wall, because it's one of the only defensively bulky ghost types, and ghost types are only weak to dark and ghost itself, so which is very good because it can be pretty much, if it hasn't got a dark or ghost type, it can be run as a defensive wall pretty much. It's mummy, so which is a good ability in my opinion because it can neutralize like a threat. So let's say if it's got an Azumarill and it hits me with a Aqua Jet or something, I can eat up the Aqua Jet and it'll lose its huge power and it'll be irrelevant, because then I can eat it up even more and so on, stuff like that. In the past I've run a very weird set in the past. I've run Nasty Plot, Shadow Ball, then either Dark Pulse slash, I usually run Nasty Plot, Shadow Ball, and then a coverage move, and then Pain Split. So I can eat up the hits. So the plan is usually to Nasty Plot turn 1, and then when they hit me, I can Pain Split up until I get enough HP to tank a hit from the opposing Pokemon, and then hit back with a Shadow Ball or my stab move. I can also run Destiny Bond, which is very useful because if I know I can tank a hit, I will click on Destiny Bond, so then he will probably switch out into a Pokemon with higher HP, or stay in and click a Calm Mind or something like that. So then I can Shadow Ball him back and hopefully do some damage. Of course, I run Nightshade as well, which is very useful tech on it. It gets Toxic Spikes. Ooh, I did not know that. Toxic Spikes could be coming useful, coming clutch. So I can run it as setup as well. It gets Toxic Spikes. Does it get... I don't think it gets Stealth Rock, but does it get normal spikes? It gets Psych Up as well. Yeah, so it just gets Toxic Spikes. So, yeah, it also gets Trick Room, so I think half of my team are pretty slow, so I could run Trick Room if I really needed to, because... Right, let's think. Yeah, Magearna and Empoleon are quite slow, and so is Cofagrigus and my tier 5 picks, so hopefully, if needs be, I can run Trick Room if is necessary. Okay, down to my tier 5 picks. Now my tier 5 picks are quite interesting because I needed an electric type, a grass type, and a Pokemon that resisted both ground and ghost. So I've gone with these 3 Pokemon, and my first choice is Lantern, the Filament the Lantern. Get that scientific nickname there. It can be run Volt Absorb and Water Absorb, which is quite useful because if he's got loads of water types, I can Water Absorb. If you've got the same as in the special side, it can be run that way as well. Lantern is usually run special wall, usually run Assault Vest or Specs. Lantern, which is very, very good because it gets quite a decent special move pool. It gets Blizzard, Death and Gleam, Discharge off the bat already. It gets Hydro Pump, it gets Scald, it gets Signal Beam, it gets the Thunder and Thunderbolt, it gets Volt Switch, which is very useful. What does it get? Charge Beam, it gets Electro Ball, it gets, what does it get? Hyper Beam, it gets Psychic, it gets Psychic Beam, sorry, it gets Psychic Stab, what am I on about? It gets Psychic Attack. Yeah, so Lantern is here. I mean, I don't know how often I'll bring Lantern, but if I need I'll need to bring it if he's got an electric weakness, don't I? Because I don't have one. So yeah, Filament is here. Filament is here. Now Griffin. I nicknamed it Griffin because the singer of the song "I've Got the Lovely Bunch of Coconuts" diddly dee is called Griffin. So that's why I've gone with that. Griffin, the Executor, is usually run Harvest because that's probably the only set you usually see it from Executor. It's got decent special attack, but it's really slow, so I can run Trick Room with King Tut or Mew, because obviously Mew gets pretty much every single move. Yeah, so I could probably run Citrus or Figgy Berry. I'll probably run Citrus Berry because Citrus Berry works at 50%. Yeah, so I can Citrus Berry Harvest and then have run Giga Drain, Leech Seed, Psychic probably, or Psyshock, and then probably Stab or Synthesis or Toxic or something like that. So yeah, Executor is probably my grass type on my team. So I know grass doesn't usually pair up well in League format because all the powerful Pokemon resist grass. So that's only if worst comes to worst, I'll probably bring Executor. But having 9+ battles, I'd imagine I'd bring at least every single one at least once. So because that's how I usually run. I don't usually bring the same Pokemon to every single battle. I tend to use at least every Pokemon at least once or twice per season. So you'll definitely see Griffin. Now, in Tier 5, there are very many. There's like 3 or 4 Pokemon normal flying types in Tier 5. We have Pidgeot, which I don't really fancy because I don't know why I didn't think of Pidgeot, but I didn't really consider it. It gets Chatot, which I've used before in the past, but isn't. I want to try something new. What else is there? Farfetch'd. I really wanted Farfetch'd, but Wooter of the Electric Direct wanted Farfetch'd, and I had his list because he couldn't make the draft, and I didn't want to be. I wanted to be a nice guy, and Farfetch'd was originally my last Tier 5 pick because I thought no one in their right mind would draft Farfetch'd other than me. I was wrong. So Wooter drafted Farfetch'd. It also gets Unpheasant, which is probably the worst normal flying type because yeah, its base stats aren't great and its move pool is atrocious. So the last option, so the only other option was Fearow, and I mean Sniper is a good ability with 90 attack as well. It's putting in work if I get crits. So if I run Scope Lens, I should be good. Also runs also another Defog on my team. He gets Stab Double Edge, Stab Dual Peck, gets Dual Run, gets Facade, it gets Pursuit, it gets Quick Attack, Return. Obviously, same old, same old. I can run Tailwind if I want to be the opposite of Trick Room and run a fast team. I can have U-Turn as well for switching priorities. It gets also get Mimic, Mirror Move. Probably that guy. It gets Rain Dance. It gets Sunny Day. So it could set up weather for me if I need to. If need be, I could probably run Sunny Day actually, and boost get Griffin Chlorophyll, and then boost Salazzle's Flamethrowers. So if I need to run that tech, I can. So yeah. So that's my 12 Pokemon for Season 8 of the UCC. Hopefully I can put in work with this team because I think it's probably one of the best teams I've drafted in this format so far, besides Season 14, which I really enjoyed because I lost one game that season. But I was back when we did leagues, and I was in pretty much the equivalent of the championship. So I basically ran away with the championship and then did poorly in the Premier League next season because we did a complete redraft and kept and I went because Gen 7 was out. I went pretty much all Gen 7, and half the Pokemon I drafted, I thought, oh, these are great in game. They'll be great in draft format. No, they weren't. So yeah. So anyway, make sure you stay subscribed to catch all my UCC battles in Season 8 if you are interested in joining the draft tournament, because we are only down to 9 teams, and The preferred amount is probably 12, so if you are interested and want to join, just let me know in the comments down below, and I can sort that out for season 9, which will probably be in, let's say, 11 weeks. What's that? 3 months' time. It's now end of April. It's end of April, so that'll be May, June, July. That'll be end of July. Season 8 will finish. That is crazy. That is literally crazy. So anyway, make sure to like, subscribe, and comment down below, and hopefully stay subscribed if you want to catch my other red all month randomized LP, my Metro into Glory, which is going to get it's going to be starting a new refresh, which will come out in the next couple of days. And yeah, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys later.